my name is Nadine Dolby, and I'm the president of Animal Advocates of Greater Lafayette. I am very pleased to have Sarah Heininger from Stepping Stone Animal Training in Lafayette here with me today. So Sarah is a certified dog trainer. Today we're going to talk about a theme that many of us who have dogs are starting to think about with spring coming, and that is dog walking. But first, Sarah, tell us something about your dog. I mean, if I was a certified dog trainer, what do you do every day in your job at Stepping Stone?
Yeah, so we are lucky enough to have a facility. So right now I'm helping run our day school programs where dogs come and spend the entire day with us. And we work on training loose leash walking. We socialize them with other dogs and people, and puppies get to be with a bunch of different types of dogs just to get them used to the world. We do like sitting for greetings, so working on dogs not jumping on people because that's a very common thing. And there's structured group play throughout the day, there's formal training sessions, and it's just a lot of fun and really rewarding to watch these dogs and help the people get to where they want to be with their dogs.
That sounds like a really fun job. I've got a lot of people watching this job. This are very envious of you because they'd love to spend their whole day with dogs.
Yeah, it's fun.
Let's talk a little bit about dog walking. So I know this may sound like a really silly question, but if we are physically able to walk our dogs, why should we do it? Why is this a good thing?
Yeah, so also you want to factor in if your dog wants to walk or not as well, because some dogs are just scared of different noises, or maybe the temperature is not right for them. But if it's good for both of you, then walks can be wonderful bonding experience. You get to just leave your house and enjoy each other. You get to enjoy the sunshine, hopefully, if it's a nice day, fresh air, different smells, different sights, because your dog, most people's dogs are in their home for the majority of the day. So this is their chance to get out. It's like when people get to go window shopping again, you just get to explore a different environment and get out of where you're at all day.
Mm-hmm. So let's talk about the benefits to humans, because of course Animal Advocates is about humans and animals and the human-animal bond. So for the person who has a dog, what are the benefits to them for getting out with their dog to dog walk?
Exercise, and you can go at whatever pace you and your dog want to go. So if you are wanting to do 20 minutes of exercise a day, taking your dog on a walk for 20 minutes would be great for you.
Mm-hmm.
It helps motivate us to get out and do things. And it's also a way right now to be social. So you can be around other people without having to be close and interact. So you get kind of that social aspect that a lot of us have been missing.
Mm-hmm. So it seems like for humans there's physical and mental benefits to dog walking. What about for the dog? I mean, what you talked a little bit about. I like the analogy of going shopping and sort of like window shopping. What are some of the actual benefits to a dog mentally and physically from dog walking?
So dogs use their nose a lot more than we do, and they love sniffing, getting to see what's been going on in that area. I've actually heard it compared to a dog sniffing around on a walk is like us scrolling through our Facebook newsfeed. So they're getting to see who checked in at what mailbox, who's in the area that day, just things like that. So that all is mental stimulation. It's enrichment for them, and the physical aspect of it too. You can go at your dog's own pace and whatever their physical abilities allow them to do. So yeah, and they hopefully will be a little bit more tired for you, so they'll be more relaxed in the house, things like that.
That's probably really important to keep in mind, that we need to, when we think about walking our dogs, we need to take into account both our own physical health, but also the dog's physical health, right? So it's very different if you're walking a young dog or you're walking an elderly dog. If you're walking a tiny teacup dog or you're walking a Saint Bernard. These things make a real difference until trying to figure out what's good for you, but also what's good for the dog.
Yeah, and with it being Indiana, we usually go from this nice spring weather to really, really warm, and it's quick. And with that, you have to factor in, your dog's nose length. So like boxers and bulldogs, they can't do as long of walks in the heat. And then, you also have to factor in the temperature of the sidewalk for the dogs and things like that. So yeah, there's a lot of factors to go into everybody involving or enjoying the walk.
I've always heard, and tell me if this is true, I've always heard if the sidewalk is too hot for you to put your bare foot on, it's too hot for the dog. Is that true?
It's a good way to gauge it.
Okay.
And they do have, there's a thing called musher's wax that you can put on a dog's paws, and people use that for hot asphalt and also for snow and ice and things like that. So there are things that you can use to help with those issues that come up from walking.
Okay. So we decide we want to walk our dog, and I know most people just go to a pet store or they go to Walmart and they just grab the first leash they see. So can you talk us through some basic tips about how to choose a leash? Bearing in mind that dogs are different sizes, obviously, and have different physical abilities.
Yeah, so that's a huge factor is the sizes. So you want to pick a leash that is the right width to be able to handle your size dog. And the clasp is also a very important thing. You want to make sure the clasp doesn't open easily so that your dog can't get off of it. And I just brought a variety of leashes. So this is the size leash that I use on a 35-ish pound dog. So it's fairly thin, but it's still sturdy enough that, I trust it not to break. And I replace them frequently if, they get a tear or something. Whereas this thickness is for my 75-pound dog. So you can see it's a little bit more durable and has more to hold. And I like the just regular, is this nylon? I think is what it's called, the nylon leashes with one hoop. Because when you're walking your dog, you want there to always be slack in it. So if the leash is attached to the collar here and you're holding it, you want this nice J shape. And with the ones that have the handle closer to the dog, that tends to always keep tension on your dog and the leash. So then it doesn't help with the loose leash walking. So just plain ones like this that are the correct size for your dog.
You have some other things to show us?
Yeah. So first of all, there's no such thing as a harness or type of equipment that will make your dog walk perfectly beside you. Everything requires them being comfortable wearing the equipment, the correct training, but there are tools that can help if your dog is very, very adamant about pulling. And I love harnesses. So I always have my dogs wearing a harness when we're walking, and I use a front clip one. So it clips right here in front of their chest, and this helps to them not to pull as much. I mean, again, I still have to do the training and stuff, but this is also less likely for them, well, this is the front side, this is less likely for them to be able to escape out of.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah, because dogs can slip their leashes very, very easily and slip their collars. So I like these because it gives me more security. And I use the front clip ones because back clip harnesses actually encourage dogs to pull. So it's like the sled dog mentality, and a lot of back clipping harnesses are advertised as no pull, but we've seen those encourage dogs to pull more and more. So I always suggest harnesses, especially if you think your dog's an escape artist. And then there's also these things called gentle leaders, and they go over the dog's nose and clip behind their ears. And these are for dogs that maybe have a long history of getting to pull on walks. So a lot of larger dogs wear these, and my 75-pound dog wears one of these. And it just helps that if she gets excited, we both stay safe because she can't pull me to the ground and she won't get away from me. But again, I had to get her used to wearing it and make her enjoy it, and now we both can enjoy walks together safely.
So one thing I've heard, I've seen and heard a lot of people using retractable leashes. But my understanding is that they're dangerous. They're dangerous for people and they're dangerous for dogs. So as a certified dog trainer, can you give us your perspective on that?
So very few people and dog combinations are okay to use retractables. They can be very good if you've worked a lot with your dog and you're going hiking or something like that. But usually in neighborhoods and things like that, they are a bigger risk. So, your dog can be 16 foot in front of you and you don't know what's coming around the corner, and your dog might greet another dog and that won't be safe. They can really hurt your hands. So a lot of people just on instinct, if their dog is pulling and they need to get them away from something, they grab the cord and the cords can really tear up your hands. They can also tear up the dog's legs. I've been wrapped in some before, and that's not fun. Like they're very hazardous, and they don't give you the control and safety that you need. So yeah, in most situations with most dogs and people, they are dangerous.
So if we're thinking about control and we're thinking about safety, both for ourselves and for our dog, it's better to avoid those leashes unless you're really consulting with someone who's going to help you learn how to use it properly in the proper context, which is generally not a neighborhood walk.
Yeah, so I would avoid them on neighborhood walks, going to a pet store, going to the vet with your dog, anywhere that's going to be crowded.
So when I take my dog for a walk, he's always stopping and sniffing everywhere. Is this something that I should let him do? Is there something I should not let him do?
It depends on what you want out of the walk as well.
Okay.
So with my dogs, we have two different types of walks. We have ones where we're kind of on a mission, so we're just walking and keeping a steady pace for the most part. Where some walks, I do just let my dog sniff and control the pace, and that's whenever I have maybe an afternoon off and we can enjoy the nice weather together. So, but you know, remember this is a good way for your dog to get physical and mental stimulation. So if you are able to let them stop and sniff, you know, doing that even occasionally on an on-purpose walk or, you know, a mission walk, that's still good to do.
Okay. What are just a few more basic things we can do to make our walks more enjoyable, both for ourselves and for our dogs?
Take treats with you. So, you know, we use treats to reinforce behaviors that we like. So dogs staying near us or listening to us, you know, those are good for that time. Also, especially for people with puppies and things like that, if your dog gets startled, having treats on you, like let's say a car backfires and your dog goes, oh my goodness, what was that? If you give treats to them, then that makes it a little bit of a better experience. It makes it more positive. And hopefully the next time a car backfires, they're not going to startle, because, you know, if a car backfires equals treats, it can't be that bad.
So that's a good tip. I suppose the treats should be pretty small though, because we don't want a dog to have a whole box of milk bones on a walk.
Yeah, about pea size is what we tend to suggest. And like if you're just walking near your home, you can maybe use your dog's own kibble as the treat that you take. But if you're on a busy street or there's a lot going on, a higher value treat, maybe like tiny pieces of hot dog or cheese, if your dog's allowed to have those, that will help with that too.
Okay. Is there anything else that we haven't talked about that you'd like to share with us?
Yeah, so I always have, like, if I'm going on a nice long walk, I have a backpack with extra leashes and collars in it just in case something does break. I always have poop bags attached to my bag or my, you know, belt loop, and I make sure that my dogs are enjoying the walk throughout the entire time, because if they stop enjoying it, then, you know, I know we need to head home or do something else.
So thanks for spending some time with us today, Sarah. It's a good reminder for all of us to get out. The weather's getting nice, get out for a walk. And Sarah had a really good point there that take your poop bags with you and pick up the poop, because it's a law, and it's a good reason that there's a law for that. Thank you so much, and enjoy your walks.
Thanks.